What's up, everybody? It's Friday night. I got a rogues gallery for 3 Men in the Basement, but first you got to watch our intro. Stay tuned. All right, there we go, man. What is up, everybody? Thank you very much for joining us tonight. It is every other Friday. I wanted to jump in and talk comics. And you know what? When Dave is on the West Coast and Roger's in Michigan, I throw up the 3 Men in the Basement signal and I bring a cast of rogues to you tonight, everybody. As always, I'm your host, OTTO, coming to you live and direct from the grotto. And I have a crew with me tonight. Below me, we have Agent VCJ. Chris, say what's up to everybody.
Hey guys, how's everyone doing? Sorry, I'm mumbling right now. I've been working like crazy because I don't have Thanksgiving up here in Canada this week.
So you didn't get fat and happy yesterday? It was just a regular day?
Nah, it was just a regular day. Yeah.
I want to know what that's like, man, to have that, just all the leftovers today. But, next to him, we have my man Erod 212, who always is a great part of the channel. E, say what's up to everybody. How you doing?
What's going on, everybody? Happy to be aboard today. Happy to be aboard. Let's see what we got.
We love it. We love it. And then next to me, co-hosting this, let me bring when I brought Dave on. Not only does Dave fill the Dave quota we have, but he also fills the Levesque quota. So Dave, you are checking 2 boxes tonight. Did you know that you were that important?
No, I did not. I appreciate it, OTTO. It's great to be here. As always, I always happy to fill in. And the fact that I filled 2 boxes.
It's great, man. It's great, man. Check all boxes. So we just want to acknowledge some people in the chat. We're going to kick it with you for an hour and a half. We have one more person coming on tonight. I can't wait. So we've got Victoria. She was the first one in. Shout out to you. Something Wong. Good to see you, my friend. Gene Malo, as always. Great to see you. BLC's in the house running the show. We got Wesley. Who else do we have in here? I think I saw Randy Sloan, Uncanny Swag. We got Doug Bratton. Congrats on your book, man. That is quite the accomplishment. And to see it in some LCSs was really cool. So shout out to Doug Bratton and Reggie for pushing out that book. That was awesome. Good to see you. Congrats on that. We got Randy Sloan. I know. Go Buckeyes. You're right. I can't say you can say that tonight when Roger's not here, but and who else? We got Lenny Cerna in the house. Good to see Lenny. Got some books back from Spineworks. We're going to talk about that. Big Daddy John Ross. It's not like the best wrestling name ever. You know what I mean? And he looks like a pro wrestler. Let me tell you, Big Daddy John Ross is a big dude, man. So we're going to go through it right now. Who else do we got here? Pakishu Pauly. Good to see you, my friend. Wookie Fodder. Betty Beans, man, from Beantown's in the house. Going to see him this weekend at the Cliffs Con. We have a local show coming up. We'll talk about that. But as you guys can jump back and forth, you guys all have different things going on. I know that the Defects and Gary are talking about Hawkeye right now. So they're over there chopping it up. I don't know. And then we've got Lords of the Long Box, my man TiVo, Darkside Jedi, Nemesis Prime. They're starting off their raffle tonight. But, I just wanted to come and talk about comics with you guys. So Black Friday pickups. I mean, anybody perusing the internet today, buy anything online, E? You buy anything?
Just no comic, nothing comic related today.
No, huh?
Nothing comic related.
All family stuff?
All family stuff for Black Friday, yeah.
No, I hear you. You got to do that.
All the deals don't seem to be deals, though. You look at them and they're like the same price as last week. It just says Black Friday.
Like there was some sites like Macy's and a couple of electronic things you can get, but you got to watch that because a lot of times, like Best Buy and stuff, the electronic deals they give you are older stuff.
Yeah, right.
The TVs and everything else.
Yeah, they're just liquidating all that stuff.
Yeah, just make way for new stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'll tell you, Black Friday used to be a big deal in my house. It still is. The wife left the house at 6 o'clock this morning.
Damn.
And then I finally met her at 3 o'clock for lunch. I go, did you buy some stuff? She goes, I bought a few things.
Just
I'm
a few.
just a few. You know, I hit up 2 shops today. Hit up Infinite Heroes in Connecticut at Watertown. Got to wait for that video. And I went to Richie's Comic Cabana. Ran into our boy Josh Grav. And, you know, when I go, Josh, what are you buying? He's like, I don't know. He goes, I thought about buying a first Doom for $43,000. I said, oh, okay.
Jesus.
Yeah, okay.
Do Black Friday deals translate into comic book shops? Like, do they do stuff?
They do, yeah. So like a few shops down here did 25% off everything. You know, Richie's, it was like a map. Some wall books were 25% off, slabs were 10, but back room books were like 25. I was like, dude, you got to give me a map. I can't handle this. You know, I ended up buying a Marvel Gallery statue, which I haven't posted yet, but I thought that was pretty cool. At Dark Phoenix, the Diamond Select, you know?
Nice.
So that was pretty good. All right. Short Box Bernie has a question for you, Erod. You're on the clock. That's the question. Did you go to Zapp's annual sale?
For the first time in like 6 years, I did not go.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's the first time.
All right. Now,
and I go every year. I'm usually, if you watch the videos, I'm usually within the top 3, the first 3 people online.
Yeah. So
every year for Zapp's. Because that's the best, for me, that was the best sale going because it was 50% off everything, including all the wall books.
Right. And did you shop that before? Like, were you there the night before?
No, I never went the night before. I would, because I'm basically there the night before, you know?
Yeah, right. So let's talk about that. So just so you guys know, Zapp Comics is in New Jersey. They have 2 shops. Yeah. The one that we go to.
The Wayne store is the one I go to.
The Wayne store is one that I go to, and it is an ultimate comic book shop. Agent VCJ, it's just a phenomenal comic shop, soup to nuts, huge books, great Mylars, well priced, very well I graded as far as, you know, what they're pricing it at.
Ben is probably one of the best graders I've dealt with.
Yep.
If anything, he's really tight on his books. So when you get a book and it says a 9.2, if the book has some pressable defects, you're getting that 9.4, 9.6. It's happened a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Wow.
They set up at a lot of the local shows also. They do New York Comic Con. They do, I think they did Terrific Con also. They did do
Terrific Con. Yeah. It was his partner who was there.
Yeah.
But
Newbie Comics and I are going to fly down.
So you, there. Yeah. So Erod, why did you skip it this year? Why didn't you go today?
I gotta be honest with you. I just wasn't in the mood to grind out because by the time I usually get there like, let's say 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. So you hear that, Chris? He gets there 2 o'clock in the morning for this.
Jesus.
And the show would start. The store opens at, I think it's 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. Yeah.
And then by the time I walk around, I mean they give you short boxes as you're walking in, or diamond boxes as you're going in, so you can load them up because you're getting that much stuff. It was till 10 o'clock. It's a long day, you know, and I was shot. I didn't feel like doing it this year for the first time, and I've been buying a lot, you know. So.
It's tough, man. It's definitely been a grind. I think personally for me, I don't know how you guys feel. I'll ask each and every one of you. With the cons coming back, I mean, we at 3 Men in the Basement, we've been going since February. I mean, March was the first show that the Little Giant was back, and then we went full tilt into it, and you know, digging and buying and flipping and stuff like that, and trying to keep a life, trying to keep your family sane, and trying to keep that. It's definitely been a grind. So, you know, that's just the way I was feeling, but I'm still enjoying it. I'm still loving it. I'm still loving hanging out with you guys. Dave, what do you think about it, man? Have you been grinding away? You've been still having a good time with it?
Yeah, I'm kind of this. I'm feeling it like you are. You know, you go to all these shows and you just get to a point where, you know, you got stacks and you're sorting through them all, and you're like, holy crap, where am I going to put all this stuff?
Yeah, right.
Not to mention, I did pick up a pretty good sized book a few months ago. That just kind of put any major shopping on hiatus for a little while. Just picking up my local pull list. That's about it. My weekly pull list.
Sure. All right. Chris, how about you? You've been grinding. I mean, you grind all the time. You don't stop.
Yeah. I like a book on occasion. I did 3 shows in a row, and yeah, I was pretty burned out by just the end of that. It's just financially it hits you, and also it takes a day away from the kids on the weekend, and it was a little too much in too quick a period. And also I'm still like a hermit because of COVID, and I'm not used to being around people, so it was a little overwhelming, quite frankly. So,
yeah,
but,
no, absolutely.
but no,
absolutely.
man, if there was a show this weekend, I'd run at it. For
Yeah,
sure.
right.
I don't give a shit.
There is a show
I'm in.
for us up here.
Is there?
And yeah, so I think I've got that right here. And E, are you the same? Is that kind of why you passed up on Zapps this year, just because of just grinding? And
I just no. You know what it is? If you watch my channel, I go to small shows consistently.
you've been killing it, right?
So I go probably 2 times a month, sometimes 3 times a month. I'm at small shows, local shows. So I'd rather do those shows and support those vendors and give it out to all different people, because I buy from Zapps all the time anyway at the shows, and just spread it out that way, But I like the small shows. I like that feel and that vibe. I just went to one up in the Bronx that was a first-time startup, and it was great.
Really? Is that the last video you did?
What's that?
Is that the last video you did?
Yeah, the last con video that I did.
Yeah. Nice,
I also find with those smaller shows, there's more opportunity for deals because sometimes the bigger shows just attract, real dealers. It's not like some dude just unloading his collection.
I bought I bought an ASM 238 off a guy. The name of the shop, the name of his booth, it was like drawn with a marker and everything like that. He wasn't a dealer. He was it was dad and son.
Really?
And it was him and his little maybe 10-year-old son, and he's sharing the hobby with the kid. And they knew the channel, so we talked for quite a while, and he gave me a really good deal on a good book.
Hey, take it, man. There you go.
I love that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I've been the same way. I've been kind of picking and choosing, and I've got a bunch of books at TGC right now, and what I've been doing is sending my books out with the expectation that these are books that I'm going to use as investments, and that when the shows start back up, January, February, I also have equity in these books. You know what I mean? So I got cash in hand, but I've also got trade value. And I think now's the time, because at least for me, I don't see people buying big books or like the auctions or whatnot. I'm not on whatnot at all, but I know auctions have been a little bit. I mean, people really aren't buying right now, at least in my opinion. Are you guys seeing the same thing? Or
it always does. The holiday season, you got to budget yourself.
It's that time of year.
Yeah, it's every year. You budget yourself.
Hey, I got to be honest though. I'm excited about the way that the industry's been, because like we went through like possibly the most expansive section of this industry ever in history for a year because of COVID. Yep. And now it feels like we've like slinked back into what it used to be. Like, yeah, it's Christmas. Everyone's buying Christmas gifts for their family.
Sure.
And then January, it kind of like, it's still a little quiet. And then all of a sudden, con season kicks in and everything goes through the roof for a few months. Like there's like these ebbs and flows.
The minute income tax money comes back in.
Yeah, that's for sure, right?
Okay,
exactly.
That's when to sell. All right.
Yeah.
It's good to know.
Yeah, no shit, man. That's for true.
But it's somewhat predictable, and that's good.
It's been good though. But you know what? The prices have not gone down the way you would have thought they did.
Right.
Books. We had that peak in May.
Yep. And
then it barreled down on most, but not all books. But the books will never be the same price that they were before.
Correct. I agree with you. And maybe we can just kind of touch on a book that I've noticed, or there's a book maybe that you've seen, or that we can all believe that. And people, guys in the chat, please comment, what books have you seen blown up? This blows my mind. I just can't believe this. Hulk 449, right? A year ago, when I sold my 9.8, I barely got $350 for it, right? Hulk 449 and a 9.8 first Thunderbolts. I looked it up for ha-has when I got my 2 back from Spineworks, and the recent sales of that book were over $800. Okay, on nothing, on no character, nothing but the fact that something is going to come. And I know, Chris, you talk about this. It's either going to be the Thunderbolts or the Dark Avengers, right?
I can't see the Dark Avengers though, because
no Osborn.
Yeah, no Osborn. But on top of it, it's like it's kind of, I don't know, like they have an Avengers. Like when you're actually like selling a product, you don't really want to say like this is shitty Coke and next to like Coke,
Yeah,
right.
So that's how I see it. So yeah, I think it's Thunderbolts. What's her name from Seinfeld is setting that up.
She's doing a great job there, though.
She's awesome.
She's the Nick Fury of the new series now. Every entry she's in there.
Absolutely.
Right. Yep.
And that's why I say they're building up Thunderbolts though because of that. Because if you watch
maybe that's the beginning.
they lined up whatchamacallit from from Captain America and Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
And there's more to come, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And by the way, I was really excited, Otto, when you got those books out, like the last time we chatted. I would hold those books hard until probably another year or so.
I think so.
You know, the other book that you watch, if you look a year ago and take a look at the prices, the Marvel Premiere 28, which is the first Moon Knight solo story.
Oh yeah.
And Moon Knight number 1.
Right.
Because
what's that, 800 now?
No, 800 now. The ongoing.
Is it really?
Yeah, they printed the shit out of that
book for number 1, and the Premiere 28 is bigger than that.
I'm more of a World by Night 32 guy myself.
Yeah, wow. And I only have one of them in my collection.
Right. Dave, what's a book that you've seen like just get bigger that you've been following or been paying attention to or something like that you've kind of seen? Anything in particular that's sticks out to you?
No, nothing that spiked up. The book that I was looking at for the last year was Amazing Spider-Man 361.
Okay, right.
And that looked like it was going up, and then that thing just, I have a couple I'm trying to get rid of. I can't sell it. Just trying to get my money back. And at this point, I thought with the new Carnage movie, Carnage coming out with Venom, that it'd have a little bit, but I probably should have got rid of it right before the movie came out.
It's that lull after
comes
the
out,
movie.
and nobody cares about it anymore.
But you always try and get rid of it by the first trailer if you can.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That's why I get my first, like the first Morbius. I guess I should be looking to get rid of that thing before the Morbius movie comes out. I got a couple of those that I bought. I got good deals on it, so whatever I get on it is going to be, a bump.
You have them graded?
Yeah.
What are the grades?
I don't remember offhand. I
think
there's one.
It's like because that movie
I think it's like an
8.0. Decent, man. If that movie is when you got buzz like that on that book, it's a good book. That because I actually dropped a video today and I talk about the spec book I use. That Morbius book is kind of out of the reach on a lot of people right now. Yeah. The average collector is not going to spend $600 and up, which is what that book is going for. But if you get the reprint from 1992, that's an affordable book right now.
Is that the silver cover?
The silver cover.
Yeah, you did talk about that. Yeah, right.
Yeah, and now that's an affordable entry book for somebody that's getting into the hobby that wants to get the origin of Morbius and the first. And that's right now. I think a 9.8 was almost. I saw. I think it was a $250 or $300 sale on that.
Really?
So even there.
Really?
Yeah, I think Morbius is going to be good. I think this new Spider-Man movie is, in my opinion, Tom Holland's exit from Marvel into the Spider-Verse, into the Sony-verse, let's say. So from there, they're going to just, Spider-Man will be in the Marvel universe. He just won't have the movies anymore like he's doing. So I think this is his big exit, into the Sony-verse. And then Sony-verse will then, start with keep going with Morbius and, the Kraven and all those other characters. And,
Morbius is awesome because Marvel, it's from, I don't know, I've just been reading a lot and it sounds like there's some kind of new deal going on between Sony and Marvel, like Disney, where they're playing back and forth a little bit more fair. And
the percentages change for Marvel putting in and everything now, right?
Yeah.
It's like 25% or something like that.
I don't know the details per se, but it seems like creatively they're able to play in each other's playgrounds a bit more. And Morbius, with Blade and all the horror stuff playing up in MCU in the next couple of years, Morbius fits into that world so well with Midnight Suns and all this stuff. Yep. Personally, I don't have a first Morbius, and I'm planning on getting one after the movie comes out because that's
after, right? Okay,
after. Yeah, I'll just pick one up like 3 or 4 months after, and hopefully I'll get one for somewhat of a deal.
I hear you. But hey, we just got a $10 super chat from John Big Daddy Ross. $10. Happy Thanksgiving, guys! I'm thankful for this community. Hey, thank you very much, John. We really appreciate that. And you know what? On this kind of around this time, this is the time when we're just burning money, right, guys? We can all say burning money to say the least, right?
Hey, if you look up Abba right before John, Louis V puts down Sailor Moon 1, the San Diego Comic-Con edition.
Yeah,
that book is another insane book. The prices on that and the Virgin. Oh my god.
Okay.
What are the prices like, Erod?
And I was looking at because I had seen it before. There's a pink variant it's over 4,000. A 9/8 sold for $1,000.
Holy shit!
Really?
Yeah, for the San Diego Comic-Con pink exclusive version.
I don't even know that book. I don't even know that
on
book.
it sold for $800.
Wow.
Jesus Christmas.
Those are and that's another thing people are not looking at.
You can't buy everything.
Because if you look at Thundercats, right?
Yep.
And He-Man.
Yes.
Those books got hot. Those Star comic books.
Yes,
those books got real hot. All of those comic properties are good books to get into. And the thing with the Star comics, there's newsstand editions to them.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yep.
And they're like from the 90s or late 80s. So it's like a 5% print run.
I collect Star comics, like the number ones at least. I just think they're cool. I pick them up whenever I see higher grade copies. And those newsstands are like ghosts up here. Like,
I just got I got a Thundercats 1 coming back now.
Do you really?
Wow. Good for you.
Yeah. Now, which one is that? The first? See, this is where Roger comes in, because Roger's been, the expert on this one. I don't know. Like, is it the Star is the first print?
It's the Star. It's the Star comics, because that's the first time Thundercats was printed in comics.
Correct. Well, you know what? Speaking of books that I've been kind of finding and looking for, because I'm one of those books that I'm going to go after. I've been going after the Gargoyles #1, right?
Yeah.
So I picked this one up. This is my second copy. Hard as heck to find high grade. This one's got a couple dings, so I don't think it would hit, a high 9, but I'll keep it for a while. This is an embossed cover too.
Yep.
So really hard. I don't know, as a presser, what do you do with something like this?
That's almost a no-win on that. There's not much you're going to get on that.
Lenny, if you're in the chat right now, tell me what you think about this. Erod's saying it's a no-win, right? It's a no-win, right?
You can get a little bit. I can get some work done to it, but it's kind of like all those. It's a thick cardstock too.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So,
yeah.
Maybe spot press it a bit, like
that's
with a tack iron. I'd do about as good as you could do it.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I think that's a great book. I really do, because of the reasons we're talking.
Yes.
It's different. It's rare. People don't. No one gave a shit about it for 35 years, and now it's kind of cool, and it's hard to get in high grade.
Right.
These are all good things.
It was always an adult orientated cartoon, I thought. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
I agree.
I always thought that it was really interesting, and I kind of liked it. And I don't know. That's just a book that I've been kind of hoarding.
Talk about gargoyles though. There's a Marvel gargoyle miniseries from the 80s that I love. That first book. I don't know why I pick it up all the time. It's like a dollar bin book. No one gives a shit about it. But I take a look at it, man. It's cool. If that character ever shows up, I'm gonna be rich.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So our boy Lenny from Spineworks said attacking iron, but tough to do much on it, right? And so yeah, so that's exactly it. So while we have Lenny on here, before we're going to do it, we got Geek Aficionado jumping on. We do want to acknowledge that Lenny and Spineworks is part of, they are some of our sponsors, and Captured Collectibles as well. So you guys find Captured Collectibles. They're still doing these Scotty Young. They're still taking their Scotty Young submissions. And I just want to show you a video of some of the work that Spineworks is. So we're going to take a little break. I'm going to take a sip of my soda. And I've got 2 books to unbox with you right now, you guys. I've got my Roy Thomas signature books. This was my first remark, all right? So let me break it up. Let me make sure it's right. But please check out a word from our sponsors, Spineworks. All right, and look at that. While you were gone, we just classed up this bar 110%. We have the geek aficionado himself, Jimmy, in the house. Jimmy, what's up, man? Good to see you, my friend.
How's everybody tonight?
Good to see you, man. You survived Black Friday so far, or what?
I did. It was a madhouse. There was some craziness going on at the. We were at the fashion outlet mall.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, I'm trying to get the bougie stuff at a good price.
Yeah, there you go, man. Good for you. Good for you. So now that we've got everybody here, when I was thinking about this was so funny. I said, you know what? I gotta bring these guys together. So, you know, Dave is filling 2 boxes with being the Dave and the Levesque. Erod is bringing his comic wisdom. Agent VCJ is bringing the knowledge and the wisdom that he always brings. And you're just classing up the joint, Jimmy. So you know what? We got to have the aficionado in the house.
All I'm good for.
Yeah, that's right. Well, no, you're good for more than that, man. So I just wanted to say that. So good for you, man. We were just talking about some books, like some books that a year ago you can't believe that they are right now. I was talking about Thunderbolts. Erod was talking about the Moon Knight books, the Thundercats. Jimmy, what book, in the past year have you seen just blow up that you just maybe didn't see coming or something like that?
Fantastic Four #5.
You really? Okay.
What the hell?
Oh my God.
That book has gone up like 5 times in value, right? Even in the low grades.
Yeah.
It's absolutely nuts. And it's showing no signs of slowing down. It just keeps on that aggressive curve.
Right. And I mean, is that the trickle down effect? I hope it's a trickle down effect that all the other Namor books are going to be affected by it too, right?
That's
Doom. 5 is Doom.
Dr. Doom.
Oh, 5 is Doom. 5. Oh, you're right. Right.
Namor. Everybody's throwing the hot spec on Namor, right? Because it's like, oh, they said something about a tremor in the ocean. Like, yeah, that shit happens all the time. Doesn't mean it's Namor. Yeah, but everybody had to go there, right? And there's still no confirmation of anybody cast as Namor for the Wakanda movie, but it's like everybody's saying that's got to be the villain. Yeah. Of course, they also said Mephisto's got to be the villain for WandaVision, Omega Reds, and
sure. But listen, so here's a great question. When you can't get the first Doom, right? When that's out of reach, what's the next book down? What do you go after? Do you go after the FF annual? Do you go after?
Oh yeah. Six is a solid book to go after, which is also on the significant increase. And that's the second Doom and first supervillain team up, him in the Submariner. Yep. And then you've got I'd say that the top books for that would be 5, 6. You've got his origin in the annual #2. Yep. And then you've got Marvel Superheroes 20, which is his first solo.
Is that the iconic cover?
Yeah. And it's the first Valeria.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say those would be the really big ones. And then, I mean, I tell you what, everybody's hot for anything that's got Doom on the cover.
For sure. But see, here's the thing, though, and I don't know if you guys will agree. I'll ask each and every one of you. When they did Doom is a very hard character to throw on a big screen because he's wearing a mask, right? So when you wear a full facial mask, you don't get the expressions of the actor, right? You don't get his, maybe like the eye roll or
unless you're Deadpool.
Yeah, well, good point to that.
Well, they're going to CG it now,
right? You've got
they threw the CG in there.
Yeah,
so what do you think they would
focus on the eyes?
Mask to his face, you guys? You think they would?
I think they're going to have a mask that moves with his face. It's going to be in little pieces and move around with the muscles in the face.
Really? Okay.
I think they'd be crazy not to, just because of all the problems that you just said. Do you guys remember when first Spider-Man movie came out and Willem Dafoe?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was thinking. Helmet, like you can't see anything. It's ridiculous.
But his voice inflection gave a lot, right? It's how they carried his voice through that. Because it didn't have like that metal sound, right? Like Doom's, you would expect it to hear with that, but it did. You could definitely hear a lot with that.
Right. That's interesting. I mean, I can't wait till it happens. He's a great villain. It's going to happen. He's going to show up at some point, and he's just going to be great. He's too big of a character,
Those are the two.
What's that?
Doom and Galactus.
Once
that happens, I might just check out. It'll just be, I'll be
Tap out. There we go. I'm done.
Don't forget the Herald though, because the Silver Surfer is coming.
Yes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's
Right.
Yeah. So I'm hearing they're trying to put Silver Surfer in the new Guardians movie.
Guardians movie, yeah.
Somebody said that Galactus was going to be in the second Eternals, and it's like, well, is Eternals going to get another one? I heard that the director said that they wanted to do Galactus, in an upcoming film, but obviously there's no green light on that.
The Galactus thing seems to be like a long-term thing, though, wouldn't you? Because he's like for all of us, like he's like one of the ultimates. What wouldn't you do what they did with Thanos? Like take 15 movies to tease him to get us there.
If you introduce the Herald first, right, and then you
course.
go around and go back stories, you could tie that into the Guardians. You could tie it into everything.
Super
and
fun.
then the World Eater's coming.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
No, I agree.
I can hear them doing like whispers of something, and that's what Guardians has always been really good at. Is just being kind of like that background, oh hey, like daughter of Thanos, that kind of thing. But still no.
You got Adam Warlock out of Guardians.
Yeah. Well, I mean Adam Warlock. Yeah, that was more of a joke at the end, from.
But you got him out of Guardians,
Absolutely, yeah.
I don't know if it was a joke, man. I think there's a plan. Like this was all planned in the long run.
Oh,
a lot of this stuff is. Sometimes it takes 5-10 years.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like they kind of made a joke of it,
of course,
the whole the people with Aisha and shit. Remember that?
How
Aisha
exciting is that? How is having Warlock in the movie? Like I don't know about you guys, but
having Warlock in the movie
this
after the Infinity Gauntlet is upsetting.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah,
that was a letdown.
I mean, what the Thor, Chris, you know better than I do. His Solar series, what issue was that? With him on the cover, the solo series,
Warlock or Marvel Premiere,
the Marvel Premiere, right, the Marvel Premiere. That book is.
I think number one is going to become the book to get.
That's the book.
It isn't right now, but I do believe it's got. He's Warlock in that book. He's not just some kind of twink walking around
right now.
in an apron.
Is the book though?
No, you're dead right, and I think it'll always be one of the books. But I think a lot of attention is going to go to that book. The Marvel.
Yeah, 165.
That's moved up a lot though.
Oh yeah, big time. It's a great book too.
I don't know that book. I missed out on it. Of all those years, I just passed on it. I just. The writing was there. It was just I didn't care for the character. So.
On a different note, hey Chris, somebody just hit me up on one of my texts. But did you know the Maya Lopez Daredevil 9, right?
Yeah,
that's the first Maya Lopez, right? But did you know that Daredevil 11 now on CGC's labels they're listing 11 as the first Echo. They just started putting that on there.
I think I got one. But
issue 11
he's like in costume as Echo.
I guess so. As first time as Echo. So.
I read that when it came out, so I don't even remember.
Yeah, they just started putting it in the labels because people started to get their books back.
That's really? I just said
11 is a fine. You can find 11 in shops or anywhere else for about $30.
Yeah, so 9 and 10,
9 and 11. 10 is her first cover appearance.
Correct. Right. I have 11 because I missed out on
11 is the first time she's Echo now.
All right. Well, I got lucky on that one.
Interesting.
Check that out.
Everyone hits eBay right now.
Yeah.
Hey, where'd Dave go?
We lost Dave. He'll come back. Where'd Dave go? And maybe Roger. Roger's at a Michigan hockey game right now, living it up. So.
No,
that sounds fun.
Yeah. Jimmy, you went to a con. What was the last show? You went to a show recently?
So I've been working like MiniCons.
Okay, gotcha.
So I've been doing that. I just did one up in Milwaukee. Just outside of Milwaukee, last weekend.
Okay.
But did that. But the last con I went to was MegaCon.
Gotcha.
And came out of a stack like that I didn't intend to go that deep on. But when all the books you're missing are in one spot, right? What do you do?
Right. Yeah.
But I got some great stuff in those two halls. But I'm probably going to do maybe a day at C2E2. We were planning on doing bigger plans for C2E2, but just, with the way the month is turning out and shaping up and, the stuff that my family's got planned, it's not really working out. So I may just do a day.
C2E2 is when?
2 weeks.
2 weeks, right? That's a bad time to plan a con that big, in my opinion. I mean,
but they're all happening in December. You got there's what is it? Emerald City.
Then, yep.
I think that's that's this coming weekend.
Yep.
Then C2E2, and then isn't San Diego? Wasn't San Diego like
San
last
Diego's
week?
right around there too.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. They're trying to pack them all in, and it just doesn't make any sense to do it that much. So I may go, like I said, just to kind of hook up with some people. Like I do pressing work for Red Hood. Chad RCG wants me to pick up an order there. So I just, I'll probably go for the day and just with that.
Yeah, no, it's, and speaking of pressing, it was Erod and I were just talking, and we got Lenny in the chat. I mean, kudos to you guys, but it's just everybody wants everything pressed right now, right, guys? Is that what you're seeing? I mean, I'm gonna highlight you on that one, man. But everybody needs stuff pressed, right? Like you get messages all the time. Like
I'm on back order right now. I'm not taking any new orders until December.
Jeez, oh my God, Jimmy, how about you?
I am 6 to 8 weeks deep right now.
Okay.
Well and above 400 books in the queue.
Really? All right. And Lenny, I know you're in the chat. Let us know. Lenny's super busy. Like, I know Lenny's busy all the time. Like, Lenny doesn't sleep, man. This guy eats, breathes, and the same thing with Michael Raphael. They're just taking in books left, right. But everybody wants to press everything. So, I mean, I think at this point you have to, because it's such equity in books.
There is.
You
leaving money on the table when you don't.
100%. And I agree with you 100% on that. So, speaking of pressing books, I got some books back. I got 2 books back. This was a gamble for me. I'll do it right now. I was going to do it with Zoe, but for 2 books, she wanted way too much money. So I'm not paying Zoe that kind of money. And you guys are cheap on the low. All I got to do is buy you guys drinks and it's all set, So, but Zoe's really expensive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out how I can get myself over here. All right. So this was from the Roy Thomas signing that was at the oh my God, it was at the Near Mint Expo where Roy Thomas was there. I took a chance. I had Michael Raphael from Spineworks crack my Submariner 1, which was a 7.5, to get that signed by Roy. And I had a Marvel Spotlight 5 that was a 7.0 that, for the life of me, I don't remember buying. You guys, it's one of those things where when I first got back into books, when I told this to Josh today, 6 or 7 years ago when I first got into books, that first year of, oh my God, this is going for that, compared to when I was a kid, in my teens, and what it was now, I kind of just went crazy, and I guess I made good in hindsight. I just started buying as many keys as I possibly could. So I remember I had the Marvel Spotlight 5. I sent it off, and I don't remember who pressed it, but it came back a 7.0, okay? Which, for me in that book, is ideal, right? I'm not a super duper Ghost Rider fan, but I appreciated him. He was a great character, a Roy Thomas character.
It's a super Bronze Age key too.
What's that?
That's like a superpower Bronze Age key too.
Yeah, exactly. The Bronze Age, and right, Chris, we talk about the Bronze Age all the time, man. It's here now, right? I mean, that's what it is. So when I went and met Roy, I cracked it, and I wanted him to do a remark. I missed out on my Joe Sinnott remark, and that really bothered me. I wasn't smart enough, or I don't know. I was not smart enough in a lot of things, but I just didn't have the foresight to have him do a remark on any of my books, which I should have. So that kind of bothered me. But I said, you know what? I'm going to take the chance on Roy. And I'm setting up this Ghost Rider display. So one of the things I had Roy do was sign. I'm such a geek. I had him sign this little neon, pop with the expectation that I'm going to make
a dope pop, though. I mean, come on, with the bike.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Yes, right. Neon pop with the Roy Thomas sig. So, all right. So I got that. The 2 books are in here. I don't know the grades. I've been holding on to these for 10 days, you guys. Okay. So 10 days to find out where they are. They've been sitting down here. I haven't peeked whatsoever. So I'll do it live. I'm going to see what let me see. Is this the Ghost Rider book?
I don't know. We saw the grade, but not
I don't know. All right. Which one is this?
It's Namor.
Yeah, it's Namor.
All right. So this is a Namor book. This was a 7.5 originally. I don't remember when I bought it. I honestly, God, I think KRS Comics back in the day, this was one of the first books I ever had graded. It came back at 7.5. I was happy with it. Mike cracked it, pressed it. I'm hoping, for this, I think, here I am talking with my eyes closed. If I lose a half a grade, I'm still a push because of the signature. If I get a bump, I'm happy. But if it's a 7.5, I'm still at a wash. So we'll see what I got. And Namor, I mean,
I wouldn't call a 7.5 a wash. I mean, that you got the signature on it, right?
I got your good point. Good point. Thank you very much. So a plus.
Right there.
It was a plus. All right. So what am I looking at here, guys? Is it the right way? Is it up?
Yeah, you're right.
All right, good. All
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
All right, there we go. 7-5.
There you go.
All right,
bad.
no harm, no foul with the Roy Thomas sig right there.
Great placement.
And Erod can back me up on this one. There is no guarantee on a regrade, even if you don't, especially if you don't press it. Yeah.
To go with what Geek says there, I tell people all the time, it's all about your grading ability, because you're going to see some pressable defects. But if that book has, let's say, a spine split or a dog ear or something, that makes that book, it won't go any higher than the grade it already has, even if you get rid of some defects. And that's the whole thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Educate yourself on grading. It's huge.
Absolutely. Get the Overstreet grading guide. Read it.
Fantastic book. Fantastic book.
Yeah, I can't stress it enough. I mean, because you see guys overgrading stuff all the time on eBay, things like that. You see people undergrading it, and that's where we go in there. Go, that's going to be a lot better grade than that.
Hey, how long ago did you buy the book?
Too, right? You guys, Staples, Lenny, and you guys can back me up. Staples is a big deal. Like, they knock you for Staples, don't they? Like
Rust on Staples and everything else,
Yeah, Rust is a huge thing. Foxing is brutal now.
Oh, foxing is brutal for sure.
You know what? You know what they're also getting really good on now is if a presser presses a book improperly, the pebbling on it, they're actually putting that on labels now. So they're recognizing that the book was mispressed.
Really?
Wow.
Oh boy! All right.
That's
All right.
awesome.
So you know what? Just what my what movie.
Hey, Otto, how long ago did you get that book?
Oh, I've had this book for 6 or 7 years.
So, dude, you won no matter what. You won that book huge.
Yeah. I don't even know what it's going for right now, but this was one of the. I'm telling you, this was one of the first CGC submissions I ever did with KRS Comics when I first realized what pressing was. When I first heard pressing, I go, what is I don't even know what this is. Like, you put it in a panini machine. So
panini machine.
Like, I didn't know it. So yeah. So anyway, all right, good book here. That's a win, you guys. That's a win for Otto. There we go. 1-1 for the good guys. All right.
I love that cover. I just think it's one of the best Silver Age covers going.
It really is.
Yeah.
All of those blue ribbon ones that they did, I thought were
right.
great.
And they always say big premiere issue, but now I got
68 ones.
One of the things, and we'll talk about this at the end of the video, one of my goals, I feel that this year I've been very unfocused with my collection. Unlike you, Jimmy, you have a list, you check it off, goal obtained, very, very linear. Me, I'm too ADD for that, but I need to follow your example, so I'm living through you when I do my list for next year, and I'm going to tell you that right now. But so I was thinking about it, getting all of these in a 7.5, not in a yellow label, of course, but to make it all look linear. But I'm going to get a checklist, Jimmy, and I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to hold me accountable.
All right, so I'm on GPA right now. So what did you pay for that book?
If I paid more than $200, I'd be shocked.
All right, well, you're going to be very happy. There's really not much of a difference in value right now between a signature series from Roy Thomas and a regular blue label. It's $1,000 for a blue label.
Get out of here.
$1,000 less sold.
Not bad.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's $10.58 with the SIG. But,
and that's sold in October.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. 5 years. 5 times. Hey, not bad, man. Hey, who said there's no money in comics? My God.
It's like Apple stock.
Yeah, really. All right. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. All right. Now here's the book. Here is the roll of the dice. This is the Ghost Rider. This is Otto's first remark. Pretty excited to have it.
Now, who is this remarked by?
Roy Thomas. So these were both. These were two. So Spineworks, Michael Raphael, Spineworks pressed it, captured collectibles, handled it for me. I got it back. So again, it was a 7 with the remark. If I get knocked down to a 5, that's not where I want to go with this. But I got it right here. Does it have a yellow label, guys?
Yeah,
it does.
All right.
Oh,
The remark should be right around here. He did the bones.
What was the original grade on that?
The original grade was a 7. So if like I said, 5, I'd be disappointed. At 6.5 with the remark, I think I'm in good shape. But again,
it's not a green label, so you got
that's good. That's good. I was 100%. Thank you for that. That's great. That's great. That's good. So if I lose a half a grade, I think I'm ahead of the game a little bit. But again, I bought this almost 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I have no idea what it's going for. Without further ado, all right, 6.5. That's fine. I'm telling you. But look at the remark right there.
See that remark?
Look at Johnny Blaze
That's
right
nice.
there.
That's very cool.
And then what Roy did, what he said was, he initially always wanted Ghost Rider to have that X right there and those bones. And even as the writer and as the editor, people were kind of like, no, they don't want the bones like that. So he said, when I do the remark, I'll always do that. So, and then he signed it in silver right up on top. And there's my remark. So,
cool.
Hey, man, 6'5", I'm pretty excited, man. I'll take that.
That's a great book anyway, no matter what.
Yeah, off-white to white. And actually, it's just straight off-white. So I'll take it, man.
You hear a rumor on that book? Not that book, but that series. So if you follow whatchamacallit's guy, Mikey Sutton.
Yeah.
So supposedly the guy from Walking Dead, Norman Reedus, is possibly in negotiations to be Ghost Rider, and it's going to be Johnny Blaze.
Really? I would hope so, man. That would help this out a lot.
I've never seen Norman Reedus do anything but Walking Dead, but I did see him at Wizard World one time, and he has the burnout look 24/7.
Hey, Boondock Saints, he's in.
What's that?
Yeah. I love that movie.
All right,
Boondock Saints.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
All right, there we go. Montes, thank you very much. Montes, I appreciate that. Jimmy, are you on GPA right now?
I am.
Could you take a look at this and give me an idea?
So your Blue Label 7 was last sale was $3,000.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Wow.
But the 6.5, there's a hit on that. It goes on a Blue Label goes down to 2,300.
Okay.
But the Roy Thomas Sig last sold in June was 2,447.
Okay. Hey, man.
But that's also got a remark, so that's going to add to it also.
Yeah. And that, honestly, see, that's the thing. That's the challenge out there is that when you do add the signature and the remark and stuff like that, you like for as far as liquidity goes, right? This is what I'm going to talk about. As far as liquidity goes, you narrow your field a little bit on that. Right, because of who signed it, what the remark is, where they did it, those kind of things. The objectivity of the buyer, right? But 9 times out of 10, we don't do this for liquidity, right? We're doing this because it's something that we want to keep.
Listen, this is because I want to.
The other thing with that is that you're putting that book into an extra set of hands to be handled.
Right. Yes.
Most comic creators aren't worried about that.
Right.
Actually,
look at this. I just want to set up a display with Ghost Rider like this. This is all I want to do.
Yeah. You put that book into 4 sets of hands, right? You handed it to the guys who cracked it out and pressed it.
Yep.
You handed it to the facilitator, the person, Roy Thomas, the person signing it, and going back to CGC.
Yep. No, I agree.
Believe me, I've seen enough mishandled books from CGC lately causing additional damage.
Yeah, that's definitely something that we've heard left and right. So yeah, man. So those are the 2 books. I thought that would be really fun to talk about. But I was just on your pressing page, just to switch gears a little bit, and I saw you were holding 50K in your hand, man.
Easy, man.
What's wrong with this, dude?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Dude, could you tell us a little bit about this?
The guy on Gary's show, Ray from Carolina.
Oh yeah,
I've heard, okay.
Right. So Ray is an old school collector, and he was buying all his books back up in the 80s. So you name the key, and he has them. So Gary did a video on that, and I've been pressing for Ray for a while now, and we've gotten some good results. But he sent me those 2. One of them was trimmed. It's still got really good. The grades are back, but I'll let them reveal that.
Yeah.
He also had. I can't put it out there. Let the video come up.
Yeah.
They both look beautiful.
Annual 1, Amazing Spider-Man #1, and then it was every issue up through 25.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was one delivery.
Really?
Yeah, but I did his Hulk #1 for him. His first Iron Man, his first Daredevil. You name the key. I'm telling you, this man has them. It's amazing, his collection.
Oh, my God.
So, Erod, how many books do you press? Like, when do you feel comfortable handling such a book? I mean, that's not the first book you're going to press.
I've handled a lot of big books now,
Yeah. You get nervous.
If I treat every book the same way,
yeah,
I don't get as awestruck. shall we say? You know, like I think one of the first real, like I did Benny Bean's ASM #1.
Yes.
And it was like a 5.5, and we got it up to a 6.5.
Yeah, that was huge.
So he got 2 grade bumps on it, and that was exciting. You know, stuff like that's exciting.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So I can't beat Erod's posts, but here, flip to me real fast. So this is this is the walkthrough order going out.
There you go. See, it's beautiful.
Whoa. Oh my God.
Yeah, I had to press a spine roll out of this guy. Yeah.
Hey, if it was on the ground, I might pick it up. Oh my God.
Wow. That's a gorgeous copy.
Wait for it.
Yep. Look at that.
Oh. Such a good book. That's a pretty clean book too.
It is. It really is. This one came out really nice. Trying to clean those yellows is a royal pain in the ass too.
Yeah. You got to be careful with that.
You do. So these last 3 are mine.
Oh, I love it. Love it.
Wow.
This is a 9.0 I cracked out that should come back a 9.294.
Really? That's big cojones, man. Oh my God. Did you buy it?
Book's still undervalued.
Jimmy, I'll let you finish the last book.
I actually checked. I did a trade to get that book and some others for like a larger book. And then this one, I'm really interested to see the grade on. I've got an idea where I think it is, but
good Lord,
it's super clean now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So that's some stuff that I just recently pressed and cleaned.
Now that Tomb of Dracula 10, when you saw it, when the person had it, did you notice that there was stuff that you could take out of it?
I actually bought that. So I did a deal for. I had a large book that I sourced through a couple different people on Instagram, and nobody was picking it up, but somebody hit me up and they're like, "I want it." And, but hey, are you willing to do some trade? And I'm like, all right, well, we'll see what we can do. So I actually traded it for one book from another guy, and then they did a trade.
Okay.
To cover the cost. And then I got 2 books from him. One was the same book in a lower grade, and I'm being cagey because we're going to do a whole thing about it.
Sure.
So the same book in a lower grade and I'm like, okay, when we did the deal, when we finalized the deal, I mean, values across the board were fine, right? I could have just sold it out and got the value, but when I bought them, I looked up the grade, I got the grader's notes, and I'm like, oh yeah, that 9.0 can come up.
Okay.
So it's got some, it's got a couple of little defects that it'll prevent it from going too high, but I'm thinking a 9.2 to a 9.4.
Really? That's a huge grade. That's a great book.
Well, which takes it from at a 9.0, it was like $2,600. A 9.4 is like $78. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Right.
Huge jump.
Huge. Oh man, that's awesome, dude. Thanks for showing those, man. That's killer.
But yeah, I can't believe. I mean, Erod's got 2 amazing fantasy 15s in his hand. I've only seen one.
Yeah.
I've only held one once.
Same thing with me. I've only held one once.
That's the 3rd one I've pressed.
Oh my God, Jesus.
So here's a question that I get asked a lot, and I'm sure you get asked too. Like when you get books like this in, right? That or like in the when you're breaking 5 figures on a book, how nervous does it make you going into that venture?
We were just talking about that. First time around, you're nervous as hell. But my motto to it all is I treat every book the same.
Right.
Yep.
And then it's just a book, and I'm not worried about it because I know I trust the process that I follow, and I trust my technique enough to know that it's not gonna. We all make mistakes or we all have little hiccups here, but that's a book I'm gonna make sure gets done.
Yeah. When I talked to Lenny, when I had Lenny, I go, Lenny, do you take this stuff personally? When you work on a book and you think it got mishandled at CGC, he goes, oh yeah, no, I take it very personally, right? I mean, because it's your craft, right? It's like me bartending, right? If I make somebody a drink and somebody's like, did you put enough alcohol in it? And I would say, what? Yeah, I take that personally. You know what I mean? I made 100,000 drinks in my life. To tell me I've made a weak drink is like telling me that that I'm like, it's such a personal attack. I'm like, I would never make a weak drink. You know?
I mean, I'll tell you, your reputation is everything.
Yeah, no, I know.
So you make sure it's done right. Besides, it's somebody's. I have a passion for this, so that's somebody's passion piece right there. We're gonna treat that like it's ours. That's probably your model too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Treat it like it's mine. And
I have an opportunity to buy this book afterwards. So yeah, absolutely.
You should have been able to get it before.
I tried, man. I tried.
Yeah, right. Oh my God.
Believe me, I tried.
So that's awesome. Great news, great information about pressing and stuff like that from these guys. We see some great books, but how about mail calls? Anybody been getting anything in the mail? Dave, you get anything in the mail lately? Any purchases you got hanging around?
Yeah, actually, I mean, I've got a bigger book that I'll show, but today I was over at I think I was telling you, we went up to Gillette Stadium, hung out at the Patriot Place, went to the pro shop. On the way back, we stopped at the mall, and there's a Newbury Comics. I'm not I don't do a lot of shopping in Newbury Comics, but I'm just looking through this stuff, and I see that the Hulk #1 came out, and
Okay.
they had a couple of variants, so a couple of them caught my eye. So, I guess it's the Peach Momoko.
All right, there you go.
I mean, it's the new Donny Cates series. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what to expect from it. I don't know. I'm hoping it'll be good.
Okay.
And then they had this one. I think this is a 1 in 50 variant.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So that one really caught my eye. That was cool.
It looks like Joe Madeira. Who's the artist on that?
It says Arthur Adams on it.
Oh, Art
That's
Adams.
Art Adams. There you go, man. Very underrated.
You don't see Art Adams.
Somebody must have
doing-
painted over it.
Yeah, that thing is awesome. But the one book, when I was talking earlier about how I have to, my buying is on hiatus, it's because of this book here.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, look at that. Ooh, that's only a 2, Dave. Look how purple that is.
I know.
It's gorgeous.
Well, I think it's on the, a lot of it's the spine.
Yeah, but that's
Spine's
color
what
mixing
they
on the
get to.
spine. And then, I think, there's some chipping on this part here. I think that's what most of it is. There's a lot of
no,
chipping.
put that
along
back
the
up. But
top.
look how purple it is, though. That's a gorgeous looking book.
Yeah,
man.
look, it's great color on it.
That's Ditko at his finest. Look at Craven right there. Oh my God. Oh, did I love
So
that?
there's only a handful of ASMs I need now, but I don't think you talk about next year's goals. I can't even imagine I'd get one of those next year.
Yeah,
But that was a nice find.
that was a good one. That was now where'd you find that, Dave? On eBay, or did you get that from a vendor?
No, this was actually on Instagram. Comics Elite 11.
Yes.
they
Okay.
do.
Yeah.
So I've
Nice.
purchased a few books from them, and
Yep.
I've always been happy with with their prices. They'll negotiate and stuff.
Good for you,
They
man.
had,
Good.
they had a
good
price
book,
on it.
yeah.
I offered them something else, and I
Yeah.
think because I'd purchased a few books earlier, may have helped me.
Nice. All right, Chris. I know you've gotten some mail calls.
I always get mail calls.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Even in Canada, even in Vancouver, you're getting this stuff in.
Oh yeah, for sure. I have to say, after Geek Aficionado blew everyone out of the water with his books.
Yeah, but those aren't mine. Well, some of those are mine, but
Yeah, right.
some of
the
them
big
are.
ones aren't.
One of those is.
I
worth
probably
more
should
than
have him go
everything
last, Chris. Right? Like the
Oh,
GI Joe
wait.
22 is going to be like, yeah,
I got other books.
yeah.
I hate you. I picked up some stuff. This is all like spec stuff, like a Deathlock Prestige #1.
Yes, right.
I love this book. I pick it up whenever I get a chance. If I can get
Yes.
it for around $6, I'm in. This is a bit of a spec for Armor Wars, I've been told, but I've been picking these up. Forceworks.
Okay.
I have a stack of these. They're very hard to get. I don't think they'll ever be a 9.8 because it's a fold-out cover.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
covered in glue, so you can't really press it either. So,
Interesting.
or it'd just be covered in glue, but it's really difficult to get. But I also picked up 2 of the ash cans. They were $1 each, so
Oh,
I
nice.
thought, why not, right? And here's another Armor Wars, or at least I'm speccing it this way. Web of Spider-Man 113.
Yes,
there's
I
3
have a
different
few of
versions.
those. Right.
Yeah,
right.
it's the first appearance of one of the armors. I just forget the name of it offhand.
Okay.
Been picking these up like crazy lately just because they're super cheap, and I do not think they're going to be cheap much longer. Starjammers 1 and 2, the Prestige.
Oh, look
It's
at
kind
that.
of their first book, really, outside of their appearances in X-Men. So I've just been secretly stashing these away.
Did Cochran do those when he was alive?
Cochran did them, yeah. They're
Cochran did
great.
them? Okay.
Yes, actually, it's called Spotlight on Starjammers.
Yeah, you know what? Oh my God, Chad Crow reached out to me and said that there was a copy that was from the Dave Cockrum collection on eBay, and I missed.
Oh
out
yeah, he
on
reached
it.
out to me about that too. It's
Yes,
sold right away.
Well, it sold right away, right? I was a dumbass
Yeah,
for not buying it. Stupid.
It was cheap as hell too.
I know.
It was like under $200.
Yeah.
I love Jack Crow. Excalibur.
Yep,
Everyone's
huge.
a couple hundred of these in their life.
I got a third print of that recently.
Really? That's not an easy book to find.
No, those are rare,
I wouldn't even know how to find it. Picked up a bunch of these at a dollar bin thing. It's the first appearance of the organization that becomes MI3. I got another one of these. First Valkyrie. I love this book. I picked up one of these. First Phyla
Velis Quasar, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he knows what it is. The second
nothing screams.
Good book.
To quote you, Chris, nothing screams Bronze Age like that cover.
Isn't this great?
That is
oh my
great.
God, I love this cover.
Was it what's significant about that specific one?
It's like it's the second Union Jack. It's another Union Jack. I'll be honest, I bought it for the cover.
You know what to get on that series too is issue 8.
Yeah, I have a bunch of those.
That's the first Spitfire.
I just got that at
7 is First Fire and Blood too.
Right, but Spitfire ties into MI13.
Yes, and it's also first Captain Britain.
Correct.
Yeah,
the original, right.
And I've been grabbing these because I think these are severely undervalued at the moment. I buy these whenever I get them. I have a stack of them going to
especially with the casting.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's so significant about that specific book? Like,
so that's the first new Werewolf by Night who is a Hispanic character, and the casting that DCU just did was of a Hispanic character for Werewolf by Night.
Really? Okay.
And then a Baldur the Brave #1. These are like dollar bin books, and I think this book has huge legs.
I do too.
First series for Hercules.
Yeah,
and they're still cheap. So, and I don't think they're going to be cheap much longer.
Yeah.
So, that was what came in my mail this week.
Yeah. Right. So, okay. So, Tim has is the Excalibur third print the no price variant? Is that the one that's tough to find, or?
No. So they all have different prices.
Okay.
One has no pricing on the top, doesn't it?
Yep.
I'm positive there's one that has no pricing.
Yeah. Which one is that? That's like the special though. That's not the #1 though, right?
No, it is the special. So the special is the first, for the first Excalibur team.
Gotcha.
Hang on, let me pull it up because I don't know. I'm trying to remember if the one I got
a couple books.
The fourth print.
Yeah, all right, here we go. We got right baggers right now.
If you haven't seen these, I these were from my recent haul. But before we're talking about that, hey Chris, I just spec'd on that Excalibur 101 because that's a good underrated book right now.
And it's like a buck.
If people are not buying that, MI13 is going to come out in the movies. You watch.
Agreed.
It's just too many tea leaves. You got Captain Britain, you've got Blade, you've got the Black Knight. They're all tied into that, and it all ties into Secret Invasion.
Correct.
Because I didn't really remember this, but Blade's British.
Yes.
He's fucking
British. Why I said Spitfire, and here's one for Otto's channel. Spitfire becomes the romance involved in romance with Blade.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Oh, that's interesting, man. I love Erod. I really do.
Oh, look at that. I love that.
We're talking about Starjammers. This is first Starjammers.
Yeah.
No, but people don't. They consider it first Starjammers. 107's the big boy book. Though.
Yeah, 107's the big one, but this is the first appearance.
Yeah, I know. I have that.
Great book. That's got to be for your PC, though, right?
That's a PC book.
Yeah.
So is this one.
Look at that. Oh, that's great.
That's the third claw one.
That book has eluded me. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
And I picked these up from
9.8 was sick.
What's that?
So you getting that in a 9.8 was sick.
Yeah. I bought that raw. I bought that at a show. The guy had it listed as a 9.2. The minute I looked at it, kind of, you know how it is. You looked at it, I knew it had potential.
Yeah.
And that book is a ghost. I rarely ever see that anywhere raw.
These I got from Jay Salsa.
Oh, I love it. Right there. That's great.
That's classic.
Oh, look at that. Right on. There you go.
How many of those do you have? You have a few of those.
3.
Yeah.
3.
I have a 7.0 also on that.
Yeah.
This.
Oh, geez.
Nice.
And then when we were at
ugliest FF cover ever.
This was my big buy. And the guy had it at a 5.0. I thought I might have a shot at a 6, but I'm still happy with the price point.
Bastard.
That's ideal.
That's the book for me.
Yeah, that's a good book.
That's the book I'm
especially
now.
Right now. So I mean, all I'm hearing now is Echo.
Yeah, he's coming. If Sinestro comes.
Yeah.
Ew.
And I'm glad that they put Echo into. Well, if you haven't seen it yet, spoilers. Hawkeye.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
Exactly. That's a great start point.
Right, because she was Ronin. She was the first Ronin.
She's Ronin, but she's also tied into Daredevil, and that's how you get Charles Cox coming in now and everything.
Yeah. Watch that ASM 50 just climb here in a minute.
Climb, I believe it.
Grab
It's
your
already
street level.
started to spike again.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
But grab your street level or characters like Luke Cage, all that stuff. It's going to start playing.
I say it all the time because those books saw a decline now. Even the Jessica Jones, because she's coming.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But, the street level, what I think is relevant about the street level characters is when you talk about their abilities, right? Like it doesn't, sure, the CGI and the special effects, you have to do it, but you don't have to do it as much as you would have to do an Annihilus or a Galactus.
Yes.
Right. And Chris, you would probably know that better than me from, the industry that you're in, but you know what I mean? To get those characters out there, you can make it work, So I got a book that I picked up. This is a book that Chris and I talk about all the time. I think this book has huge legs. My original copy I had signed by Dave Cockrum when I was a kid, and then later on I had Chris Claremont sign it, and T. Ravis was selling it on Instagram, and he had a price on it, and I couldn't hit buy fast enough, man. I couldn't hit claim fast enough because it did have that funky X-Men label, which I thought was cool, and it's not a high grade book, but it's not high grade. I don't want to say it's not, but it's not like the 8.5 or the 9.2, but it was a 7.0, and I don't have one graded. Like I said, my raw one was signed by Cockrum and Claremont, but I definitely believe in X-Men 96.
Oh, hell yeah.
I believe in this book. I think Moira McTaggart is going to be huge in many, many aspects of the mutants. And, guys, I paid $140 for this. I couldn't hit it fast enough. Ooh. It's got the X-Men label on it. It's a 7.0. I won't even crack it. I'll keep it for the PC. I've got another one with Lenny, and I've got another one with that Dave Cockrum signed. But to have it, to jump on it, it's going in. I don't have one graded. So this is a book.
If you don't have that book in your collection right now, you need to go out and buy 5 copies of it.
Yes, I agree with you.
I'll tell you right now, you know how they set up the whole multiverse and everything like that? That is how they tie all the previous X-Men movies into whatever they bring into the Marvel Universe. That was their key change that that turned the corner on that. Right, and I thought the way that they laid it out in House of X was phenomenal. That was the single greatest idea they've had for the X-Men in the last 10 years, right? Because the X-Men has been lackluster for quite some time.
Yes,
and that really kind of added some, a spark to it.
No, I agree with you, man. I agree with you. This is a good book.
Alpha level mutant now,
Yeah.
Omega level. Yeah. Well,
Omega level. That's right. Omega level.
I think it was Omega level. Yeah, because she can control, she can control her own destiny and that of everybody else.
No, I agree with you. And Chris and I have talked about that book at length. And
it
seems like we're all on the same page. And Jimmy, I've never talked to you about this book, and here you are saying, go out and buy it now. So where there's smoke, there's fire on that.
When they first announced the new series and everything, there was a big talk about pay attention to this because this is going to tie into the MCU and how they're going to handle the X-Men movies. And if you're reading the books, you're like, there's no way they're going to do this on the screen. It doesn't make sense, right?
Correct.
With the whole Krakoa and the Island of Mutants and everything, and it was like. But when you peel it back and you just kind of take a step back and you look at everything and the way that they laid out those timelines with Mora, and it's like all the storylines, you're like, that's what they meant.
Correct.
That has to be the way that because they don't. If you're reading into what's going on with Spider-Man right now, where they wanted to make sure that all of the movies that Sony has done in general, all the iterations of Spider-Man had relevance, so that you would still want them. You would still want to watch them and not just dismiss them as, dribble that, they didn't do right. This upcoming movie is going to do that for them.
Sure.
They wouldn't want to do the same thing with the Fox universe. The Fantastic Four, maybe so, but especially that last one.
Sure. I agree with you. I agree. And that's something that's a great segue into our level of excitement for No Way Home, right? Like we've seen it. We know all the characters are going to be there. I'm going to start off with Dave because Dave is probably one of the biggest Spider-Man fans in this group, from what I know from everybody here. But
he didn't do show and tell.
I didn't do show and tell.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry, man. I forgot it. Well, then you just
I like that guy.
show the Hulk
What a
one. My
dick.
God, Jimmy.
I like it.
If you got more, dude, you could just run the show, man. Forget it.
Well, no, I was just, that was just the stuff I pressed.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. So what have we been picking up?
All right. Yeah, you know what? I don't know. It's hard to say what to start with. Okay. I'll start with last week, right? So this is just a sample of the haul that's going to come out, but this is from when I did the show. So I got one of these finally in a nice grade.
Yes.
About a
Okay.
7.0.
All right.
Got that for a really good deal.
Is that Zatanna on the cover? What is the relevance of that?
Yeah. So this is I want to say this is the first like full length Zatanna, like on her own kind of thing. This is a
Gotcha.
Yeah, because like everything that she did before, she was in somebody else's book.
Yeah.
Right. So this is, I would say, her first on her own,
Interesting. Right on.
driven magazine there.
Okay.
Finally got one of these.
Oh, there we go. Nice book.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that was a big pickup for me because that second print is, I mean, besides being amazing, and a companion to the Superman 204. It's a ghost, There's not that many out there because DC second prints, at that time there wasn't a whole lot of them.
No, for sure. That's awesome.
Now, this is a big book, and I want to say it's equal to some of the other ones, but who knows what this is?
Oh my goodness! I have never even seen that. My God!
This is Batman issue number 35.
Wow.
So relevance.
What's the grade?
Book, oh, like a 1.5. It's it's got a significant spine split happening back here.
It presents really well.
It does. The cover's detached, but I think I can get it reattached before sending it in. I mean, it'll still be low, but it won't be, it won't be too bad. But it's got a pretty bad spine split to it. But I mean, just, like I said, just getting them in any grade, right? Really tough. This early.
I've never
It's bright.
Yeah. And the red's really, really nice and vibrant. This is the first appearance of the iconic Catwoman suit through the Golden Age and Silver Age.
Really?
The purple with the kind of like ears helmet that she's got going on, the green cape. Yeah. So before when they brought her back in Lois Lane, she still had that, right? So it's the outfit that's on the cover of Lois Lane 70. So this is when she changes. She switches to that costume.
Yeah. Who
that
is?
Massive key, but
the first uppercut by Batman. That's good.
Yeah.
No, I that's unbelievable. That book must be what, 50s, 40s?
Definitely 40s.
40s. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Jesus Christmas. Oh my God.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Super clean copy of this guy. So it's like a 9. This is a 9 with pressable defects. I want to see if I can get it up to like a super high grade. Because I just want, ideally, I'd like a 9.8 of that in my collection. I don't know if it's quite there yet.
For guys our age, that was like a book back in the early 80s to have. Yeah.
Oh, it was. It's just, it's such a great cover, right? That's one of my top
Charles
5
Vance.
Spider-Man covers.
Sure.
Yeah.
The web and everything up on top.
Yeah, absolutely. First no comics code issue for Marvel.
Yep.
That's it's like a 7. This one's also a 7, but these were upgrades to the copies I had.
Okay.
Very nice.
This one's a little bit lower grade. This is it's like a
Shocker
5, but that one's
Shocker.
Dude, I'm a huge Shocker fan. I hate to tell you that.
Right?
I don't know how many people will admit that, but it's one of Spidey's rogues.
I wouldn't say that out loud.
I know. I can't believe I did say that out loud. I'm gonna get layup pasted on the internet for that.
So this one's the jewel. My LCS had gotten a run of Spider-Man in, and I got the box to grade. So I'm like, oh yeah, I want that one. But this is a 9.0.
Oh my gosh,
that book got crazy all of a sudden.
Nice.
That's a great cover.
It is first Mary Jane on the cover.
Yep, love it.
Really?
And in the go-go skirt, it's just even better.
Even better. The boots too, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
I love it.
So it's a really awesome cover and just a fantastic grade. So
that book has spiked up in price recently.
It has, yeah. I was careful to get certain books out of the group. I know they were kind of like under the radar, and I'm like, ooh, that's a nice one.
That is a nice book too. That's a great book.
That's my show.
That's a good show and tell, Jimmy, man. I'm telling you. I mean, dude, you stole the show, dude. I mean, I can't follow up. When I asked you to come hang out, I didn't realize you'd bring bangers like that. You know, my God. Talk about a loaded weapon, man. Holy
Nobody watches my channel.
No, you can promote it today. Tell everybody about it when we're done. So,
yeah,
but I do want to talk a little bit about No Way Home, and then a few things that 3 Men in the Basement has, and you know, then I'll let you guys enjoy your Friday night. So, Dave, No Way Home. How are you going to avoid all the spoilers for it? And are you going to go see it the first night, second night? Are you going to go on media silence? What are you going to do about this?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to go see when the opening night. My daughter, my wife, we're all looking forward to it. Okay. Especially that last trailer that came out. Yeah, I'm like pointing. I'm like, oh shit! Look who I'm pointing to everybody. I don't know how they're going to tie it all together. I can't imagine what they got. Because they got so many guys, and it almost seems like Doc Ock is like a key component to all of it. All of a sudden, I didn't expect that.
Do you know? I do want to interrupt. I do want to say that my kids actually noticed that by the colors of Doc Ock's tentacles, it had the red and the gold on it, almost like Stark technology. Yes. Did anybody else pick up on that at all?
Nanotech or something. Yeah.
If you've noticed, though, look at Jamie Foxx's costume.
Jamie Foxx, yeah.
He's got the
Iron Man,
whatchamacallit.
Oh, that's what that is. Okay. I did notice, like, it was really bright.
And it's up on the upper right or upper left corner, part of the costume now.
Yeah.
So they got into the Avengers headquarters?
Electricity. He doesn't generate it, though. That's the key component. So when they did that Spider-Man movie where, like, he was, like, absorbing and everything, it was like, we're hitting Ultimate Universe kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Dave, what do you think is going to be the big plot twist in it? And we'll ask everybody that as we go through. Like, do you think Spidey goes to the Spider-Verse and we never see him again, or?
Well, I think this will be the end of all the other Spider. Tobey Maguire, Garfield. I don't think you're going to see them anymore. I think this will close the door to that whole chapter. And we're going to move forward from here. Kind of like what Aficionado said. I think he's the one who said that they're going to tie it together so that you're not losing those old movies. You're still going to want to see those old movies, but you're going to move forward and say, okay, that was part of it, and now we're going to move forward with whatever they got coming with the whether they intertwine it with the MCU or with all the villains. Or I'm hoping the villains come into the MCU, because that's the thing. You got all these villain movies, and they're not part of the they're not part of the Marvel MCU, or they're not in it, and they should be, because a lot of them are intertwined with each other. Daredevil, I mean, they're all these villains are,
of course. Second appearance of Electro is in Daredevil #2, right? Am I right by that?
That's right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. So
and Kingpin is a Daredevil guy, and but he showed up in
goes back and forth.
First appearance in Spider-Man, but he was primarily a Daredevil character.
Oh God, that Frank Miller run is just unbelievable.
Oh, Daredevil 170.
Yeah, unbelievable. So
another spec book for you people out there.
You hear all these things you hear today, man. You see big banger books. You hear Erod with knowledge. You talk about spec and stuff. So now we're going to hear what Chris has to say about No Way Home. What do you think, Chris? What's going to be the big surprise?
Well, I'm going to throw it on the table. I'm and I'm going to be hated for this. I'm not much of a Spider-Man fan. Actually, quite frankly, I find him kind of annoying. But saying that, I'm going to be there first night. It looks exciting because of the multiverse stuff. That's the stuff I'm excited about. Quite frankly, everything I've seen in the trailers looks fine. It looks great. But I want to see what else is behind that multiverse, like Scarlet Witch stuff. Like, there's more to this. They're hiding a lot of stuff, even if it's hinted. I'm really curious, because I think it's going to set. It seems like it's like the prequel to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and that movie is blowing my mind. I want to see that movie so bad right now, for me anyway.
Right.
So I'm going for that stuff personally.
All right. But so I'm going to go over to Erod. I know Erod did a little talk about some license plates with certain numbers on it, right?
No, that wasn't me.
No, that wasn't you? Okay.
Wrong channel. But I do have something that I've been thinking about, and I dropped it on a video today. So if you go back a couple of months ago, they showed the kid that plays Ned Leeds, and he had lost this dramatic amount of weight, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yet if you're seeing any of the trailers, he's still heavy.
Correct.
Now, Ned Leeds, we all know, becomes the Hobgoblin.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Is he an end credit scene from another universe or coming through a portal, some type of thing? Something happens? Because the other thing they just dropped is on TikTok. They announced that Betty Brant is working for the Daily Bugle now.
Really?
They're actually, Marvel is so smart. They use all media.
They finally introduced the Daily Bugle, yeah.
Right, so she works for the Daily Bugle. Does something happen to her which sets off Ned Leeds in a different dimension or whatever? But there's got to be a reason why that kid lost all that weight, and yet they're showing the scenes with him as being heavy.
There's also a photograph online of him with like death makeup on, like he's.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I saw that as well on Twitter somewhere.
So it's interesting. It's a good spec.
I think it's awesome. That's a great book anyway. 238.
Yeah,
Oh, 238.
slept on forever.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
Yeah.
Well, it's crazy because that's the first Hobgoblin, but it's not the first Ned Leeds Hobgoblin.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Right. So what do you think, Jimmy? What's the big twist? Is there a twist? The Sinister Six? I mean, we know that, but not really the true Sinister Six. But
so I'm with Chris on this. I think people are gonna not like me saying this, but I think that they have completely horribly done the Spider-Man films, and they continue to horribly do the Spider-Man films. They keep chasing into things. They keep, like, they start off fine, but then they just kind of ruin it. Like, why is it that Spider-Man has to rely on Tony Stark in everything that he does?
Sure.
Right. Why because he was the strongest character in the entire Marvel universe, right? I mean, like, he doesn't take any responsibility for anything in any of these films. There's chaos and carnage all over the place. That is not the character I know from the books, and they've done everybody else incredibly well and incredibly true. But every one of these Spider-Man movies, in my opinion, are the worst ones out of the entire MCU. They're boring to me. But why in God's name would you give away every major plot hit to this film in the trailers before?
Yes, there's got to be something else. So there has to be. Come on.
There might be a little bit left, but I know that Feige was begging them not to release trailers because there's no way to release a trailer without spoiling this film.
Sure, right. Well, the Sandman, the Electro, and then people are dissecting every bit.
Oh, sure. Well, everybody's going to do that anyway. And like Darkseid Jedi, and I both picked up on the same thing, is that Goblin Glider looks like the Hobgoblin, but then I saw pictures today that looks like it's Osborn without a mask on.
Okay, all right.
So, like, I don't know what to believe on that, on that note. So.
Well, you never know. I mean, we're gonna have to wait and find out. I'm gonna try to do my media blackout and not pay attention to it, but you only do so much, you know what I mean, to avoid it. So, or you just got to go see it firsthand. I mean, you got to go see it right when it comes out.
You got to go see it, yeah.
So, right.
Because I mean, there's nobody on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, or any other social media outlet that isn't going to completely destroy the spoilers of this film, and put it in their thumbnail and their title. Yeah,
no, absolutely, and just send every way from sideways.
Well, the other thing is with these trailers and such. I mean, the MCU, they're notorious for putting stuff in trailers that just aren't in the film, like
or removing things. Like they removed the other two Spider-Man.
Right, or the I'm thinking of the Infinite, the Endgame, where they show Hulk, running, and Hulk isn't even in there. It's Banner inside the Hulkbuster, or you got Thor, all the toys. It's a regular Thor, and he's never in the Endgame.
Good point.
It's
good
Thor,
point. All right.
So there's a bunch of stuff that they could just be in there, and they're just messing with us.
Back in the day, we would call that the double MacGuffin. You know what I mean? So, for those of you old enough to remember that movie. So, awesome, you guys. We've been kicking it to you for quite some time. I got all these guys. They want to enjoy their Friday nights. But before we want to wrap up, I do want to tell you a few things about what's going on with the channel. This Monday night, we are going to drop our 3,000 subscriber giveaway. And just to let you know, these are some things that we're going to be giving away. There's a little preview. We got our boy Streetside Anthony donated this Young Blood to us. Nice. Young Blood number 1, 9.6. That's going to be given away on the 17th, which is going to be our Christmas show. But the official video will be dropping Monday. My brother, Power Kid Comics, will be donating all these books that he draws with the option to have him sign it. Boxed Heroes is going to donate two Boxed Heroes. to one person. The good people at Reese's Rare Comics donated this Marvel Comics Presents 9.4, 72. Is that so? Yeah, 72 to us. Very kind of them. Spineworks is going to be donating a $50 credit towards any cleaning and pressing services. And then if you're around this weekend, a bunch of us are going to be at this con, which is called CliffsCon, and it's a smaller show, but every quarter they bring it to a bigger venue, so they pump it up a little bit. So I'll be there. I know Man from Beantown will be there. Uncle Frank's going to be there. Erod, I know you're thinking about coming up, and some of your boys, right?
I'm definitely contemplating it.
All right, it's a good one. It's definitely a good one. Usually it's 99 cents, but they jacked the price up to a whole $3. So, and then a week from now, at the Poughkeepsie Gallery Mall, I'll be set up with a booth. I'll be selling some stuff, promoting a channel. I know Barry Gary will be there, and a couple other people will be there. So, if you're in the New York State area or in the New York area, and you want to come and buy some comics and do some holiday shopping, we'll be there. So a lot of things coming up for the channel. I know you guys got a lot of things going on right now. So you know what? Everybody knows you, but where can they find you if they need to find you and what you got going on?
Oh, yeah. Erod212 on my YouTube channel, my IG channel, Express Comic Book Pressing on IG. Hit me up with your needs and drop a video probably like 3 times a week now.
3 times a week, man. You're killing it.
Yeah. I started doing a collaboration with the guys from CBSI. And we're doing the Back 9, which I really like a lot. So that's some new content. And I'm always doing the con circuit floors, Just that stuff.
You know what? It's great. It's great because you show the books that are at the cons and you can kind of get an idea of what they're selling for or what people have,
You know what I tell everybody too, Otto? If you pay attention to the wall, you'll see what dealers are selling and what they're holding onto.
Yes.
You guys all go to shows. There are definitely books that are being held onto for movie spec and everything else.
Yep.
And you can kind of gauge it.
Agreed. I know. I agree with you. Absolutely. Well, thank you very much. You guys know E, big supporter of the channel, good friend of ours. Always great to have you on, man. Thank you for all your knowledge that you kicked tonight with us, man.
I appreciate
definitely raised the bar when it comes to these 3 guys. So, awesome. And my man Jimmy, first appearance Friday, first appearance in the Grotto on the 3-Man channel.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you having me on, man. It's a lot of fun.
I appreciate you coming in strong and appreciating it. So where can these guys find you, Jimmy, when they want to see you, hear what you're saying?
Oh yeah, I'm on. I got my YouTube channel at the Geek Aficionado. Same on IG. My pressing service is the Comic Rehab. It's also on IG. I am dropping videos 3 times a week. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And I've got a lot of upcoming videos for updates on the Grail run, which is where I'm trying to get 60 Grail level comics in 60 months.
Wow.
Making good progress on that. Stalking the Bat, trying to pick up, fill holes in my Batman run. Right now we're focused on Bronze Age, the current. So that's we're pushing through that. And then a new section called the Dealer Room, which very similar to what Erod does. I'm working shows, so I'm showing pickups. What I'm doing. I'm dealing with with the other vendors and the other dealers in the room, just trading books and picking up good stuff. And then sometime the next couple of weeks, we've got a 2-year anniversary 500 sub giveaway, celebration thing. So we bringing a lot of people on and just going to be hanging out and giving away books and just talking about upcoming things for the channel and what we're doing.
Love it. Absolutely. That's fantastic.
Thanks for having me on, Otto.
Thank you very much, man. Absolutely. Chris, you've got your own channel, but you're on everybody else's.
I know. It's been fun and
easier that way.
So yeah, right. I love it. I actually do have a few videos I got to put up still. I just haven't edited them yet. They've just sort of been sitting in my computer. Of just some pickups and stuff lately. But if you want to talk to me, go to Vancouver Comic Junkie at IG and YouTube. And that's really it. I've just been buying too much stuff and contemplating like bankruptcy over it. And no, just kidding. But I got to be honest, guys. Like with all these shows you have on the East Coast, because you guys have a lot of shows. Yeah. How do you afford it? Like, because every time I go to a show, I drop $1,000, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I said budgets now.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that?
Yeah.
Wow.
There you go. Never works,
definitely
but I
budget.
do set them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I am
budget,
just
for sure.
a dirty flipper, and I flip books as often as I possibly can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I flip as well. I have
I
to.
love it. I
You
love
got
it.
to.
You have to. You got to set the budget. You got to know what you're going after, or kind of figure it out. So
Yeah.
awesome. That's true.
I'm just
though.
trying to
It's
pay for CGCing right now. Like I've
Oh,
got
God.
like 400 books to CGC at the
Oh,
moment.
when that hits the credit card, you start-
400 books out to CGC.
Yeah. Well, over the next few months, it's going to be about 400 plus the ones I got there already. So that's
I got
a
about
lot.
30 left, I think, that I still haven't made it back yet.
Yeah,
Are they from January?
I got 5 orders in, but I try and send out at least 1 order a month.
Yeah,
Nice, smart.
I agree with
Yeah.
that.
Because I'll piggyback customer orders, right? So it's like I'll send out 20 books of theirs, 5 of mine, just so I got something going out and coming back in, depending on the tier, But worst thing is, so I did a video back in February for the $200 Grail run, right? Like I'm trying to your $200 Grail challenge. So I was trying to take $200 and use that to buy a Grail. So like through flipping books, and it was like right as CGC just got bombarded and their wait time just went.
I did the same thing. I used to do an episode called Road to a Grail.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it got so backed up. The orders are 6 months. I couldn't do a video for 6 months.
I know.
I sent in 3 books in it was like April, right? And the worst part was, it's like they graded them, but they haven't encapsulated them. And I called them up. I'm like, why am I still waiting a month for the encapsulation phase? They're like, oh, well, we moved things around to a different building, so it looks like it kind of just got moved around. But yours should be done in another 2 weeks. I said, what? So 6 weeks for encapsulation? What the hell kind of crap is this? They're like, well, would you like to speak to a manager? I said, yeah. And they're like, okay, we'll take your number, have them get back to you. Lo and behold, 2 weeks later, still nobody has called me.
Yeah.
Oh no, I have some. They've been sitting in grading encapsulation 2 boxes for 7 weeks now. 7 or 8 weeks we're at.
Right.
And then I have buddies who are getting books back after 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous.
No problem. I'm sorry to cut off. Or dig into the show, Otto. But the way CGC is doing their system now, where they're randomly picking new orders and testing out the way they're processing it. What the fuck happens to everybody that had books back there for 6 months?
Hey, listen,
how is that
agree.
fair to anybody?
No, I know.
Bullshit.
It's not. It's bullshit.
It's
I got a modern order coming back. It took 6 months.
For modern?
I got a 35 books out of 225 book submissions that I chopped up into like 5 videos, right, of like stuff that I just got back, and then even then, like at least 6 books reverted in the time that they've been sitting there in the humidity, in the cold, and whatever. And it's like I'm like, I pressed this thing out. I know I did. And then it comes back.
I pressed some books out for some friends of mine for the New York Warriors. It took 6 months for them to get it back from CBCS, or 5 months. A lot of those defects started to come back on the books.
Yes, for sure.
I feel better about sending to Dallas though, because at least it's dry. But going to Florida,
humidity. I mean, Lenny was talking about that.
You add humidity, man, them defects come right back in.
Yeah, it changes it all. Paper quality changes again.
Absolutely.
That's it, man. Hey, it's definitely a grind. These are real world comic book problems, But,
they are.
You know what?
Exactly. Good way of putting it, Otto.
Were you talking about going from a 9.6 to a 9.8 because one defect reverted, right? It's like I had to wait 6 months to find out that this book is now worth $100 instead of $500.
Yeah,
that's rough. Right now, I got to go and redo that again.
That is definitely rough. But you know what's not rough? The way this guy makes shirts. So whenever you need a shirt, who do you go to? You go to the Silk Screener to the Stars. The variant, Dave, you got more nicknames on this channel than we have viewers. It's unbelievable, man.
Yeah, I know. It's all from you, Otto. I don't know where you coming up with all these names, but
yeah, no, I don't know. I'm not good at many things, but Silk Screener to the Stars. Dave, how many channels have you made T-shirts for? Everybody?
I've lost track. I don't even know.
You're so humble.
It's not just channels. Some of the guys like on IG, you got Spidey's Powders Tumblers. I did some shirts for him too.
Right.
So it's fun. I mean, it's been, I think the last year and a half, it's been fun just meeting a lot of these guys, guys that I got to know, chatting with. So to me, it's just fun meeting new people that's in the in the hobby. So
that's right. But
I appreciate you having me on here. This is always fun. I'm glad I had had to fill two seats.
You did a
today.
good job. You did a good job.
But I'm I'm nothing like these guys.
You're
I
not
mean,
as
these
cranky
guys are
as your brother. You know,
That's
you're not
true.
as cranky as your brother.
I'm
You know,
not. I've had to deal with his crankiness, so I've become the level head of the two of us.
You're the less.
When he starts going off the rail, I try to pull him back.
Yeah, so do I. I mean, the guy started yelling at somebody just because we couldn't cross the street in Rhode Island with that. I go, calm down, dude. Stop being so cranky.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Dave,
Settle down.
you do hats, Dave? You do hats, right?
I can get hats.
Yeah, you can get hats. There you go.
Hats,
So-
shirts. I mean, shirts are going to be more of my, what I do mostly.
They're completely different processes.
Yeah. Hats are embroidered. It's a different machines, different way of doing something.
I used to work for a company a long time ago called the Cap Factory. It was like 20 years ago. And it's like, the whole embroidery process. I still have like custom hats that I did, like X-Men hats and shit like that,
Yeah.
You did for yourself?
That I do for myself.
Love it.
Yeah, that's
love
the
it.
benefit when you're in it. You can do stuff for yourself all the time.
That's it.
Who's
You're
gonna
your own
say
boss,
anything?
man. Oh my God. I mean, got 90 minutes, you guys. You've all kicked it. I think this was a great show. I got some killer books. We talked about hats, grails, pressing, everything you could imagine, all on this Friday night. So I'm gonna wrap it up, man. You know what? At at 1:45 today, I said, I can't do it. I got family responsibility. That canceled. I got Erod. Dave jumped in. Geek Aficionado was in. Great Vancouver Comic Junkie said, of course, for the love of comics. So, Dave, thank you. Jimmy, thank you. Erod, of always, thank you. Chris, it's always great to have you on the channel. Guys, as always, comment, subscribe, like all our videos. We are 3 Men in the Basement. This has been a great show. I am Erod. This has been my Rogues Gallery. We are out. Peace. Somebody's got to say goodnight, Canada.
Good night, Canada.
Here we go.